Okay, and checking. Alright. And we're here with The Sims 4. I'm not sure why, but I was playing in Zois, and I wanted to turn my Zois into Sims. So I set up their names and basic stuff, but I haven't done their outfits yet. I figured I would do it this way, just in case we had any glitches, because at least they're saved in this state, and I can get back and fix their clothes later. So this is David Martin. Um, I guess technically I should start with the other one, but it doesn't matter. He met Cecilia while he was, I don't know, out messing around at the park. It was the middle of the workday. I don't think he had a job before he met her. But he felt nice and hard for her. Despite the fact that he's married and has 3 children. Because, that's how that goes. Actually, I just gave him a makeover, so we want to give him something extra comfortable. Because he's much older than her. Um, I imagine she's probably like 29 and he's like 47. At least that's how it looks in the game. Yeah? Anyways, he turned everything around. He's got a job. He's being a responsible family man because, obviously he couldn't figure that out when he's been married for what, 25 years maybe? I don't know. It doesn't say that in game, but I feel like he called it quits at 25 or maybe 15. I'm not trying to match their outfits exactly, obviously. We just want to keep moving it along. So, he divorced his wife. That was Sophia? Yes. He divorced his wife Sophia, and then, some weeks later, he married Cecilia. And, they moved out of her little cramped apartment into a nice new house he paid for her, which is not my best, but I don't know how to build in that game, so I used their pre-made houses and added on to it. But if you're still playing Inzoi and you were to find me on there, I have, I think, just the one build up there if you want their home. I don't know why you would, but it's there. Funny enough, they are quite attached to each other. Like, he's never even seen that on the TV shows. He's never treated her like she was just some sort of, well, I don't want to say sugar baby, but yeah, sugar baby. He's always just treated her like some woman that gave him some life. No matter how things were going at home, even if they were, you know, nice. I can't say that he really understood that his life was pretty good at home. And he's certainly not seeing it for himself. In fact, he hasn't really spoken to Sophia since he left her. Um, he works as a news reporter, I think it is. So, as much as he hates to be separated from Cecilia at all, he makes sure to make a good living so that she's comfortable. Kinda. I don't know. I don't really care what he wears. It's not to match. I would need more pictures to try that. Anyways, we're gonna skip over Sophia and go to Cecilia. Now, Cecilia was my first Zoe, and she is not a slut. Okay, she's a good, happy girl. When she met him, she didn't know he was married. He doesn't wear a wedding ring or anything like that. At least he didn't when I saw him. And he always jumped at the chance to go see her. Oh, no, wait. The hair actually is pretty close. It didn't matter what time it was or the day or if he had something else going on. And that meant something to her because she doesn't have any friends or anything or family for that matter. Nobody to be like, maybe before you rush into things, you should look and see what sort of guy it is you're talking to. But she moved head first, and they dated for a while. Before he decided to move in, he actually moved in before they got married. And she just had such a good, happy time being his. Actually, I messed up my save files, so I had to get them married twice, and both times, lag be damned. They were all over each other, so I didn't really have to do anything. I do not know why it is they're so obsessed with each other, but it's nice. I think. I don't know. Even though he is significantly. No. Cute and sweet. Even though he's significantly older than her, she's never even looked at another man. It's like she met David and that was it. Even though clearly now, as they've moved forward with life, it's very different. But, she doesn't care. She treats him the same as she always treated him, even when he was just being nice. Actually, that's probably more similar. I wasn't trying to match, but it looks like that. It's just, it's not connected. I mean, it's not a bodysuit. You know what I meant. I can't help it, actually. They're adorable. When they're alone, I swear, they're the biggest losers that you'd ever see. They like to dance around their home no matter what the situation is. And he still has not admitted, I left my family for you. And I imagine he's not going to. Until he's on his deathbed, maybe. Oh, I'm missing one. We'll get to that one in a minute. um, Anyways, their strangely perfect relationship aside, I don't really know much about his wife and kids. I spent very little time with them, though obviously Sophia is quite devastated. And when I did stop by, um, it looked like she was crying in the bed a lot. Then she goes to work and comes home and cries some more. And their kids are obviously not happy either. But that's kind of the end of it. I I just don't bother to spend much time with them. In fact, I forgot where they lived. But I went and found them, and I don't know, maybe Sophia deserves a happy ending herself. But that's obviously not going to be with him. I know what dress I'm looking for. It's buried deep in my head. This isn't even the dress she wears. I don't care. At least I think I know what dress I'm looking for. All these freaking options. I do change Cecilia's clothes quite a lot. And just like in The Sims, you can't change their clothes when they're pregnant. That's the sim I forgot. But it's not my fault. He was just born. Where is that darn dress? Boo. I'm almost ready to give up. but I'm also very stubborn. I can't remember what pack it's in. Hmm. Was it this one? Oh, well, now I've forgotten. But you know what? It works. She can have that one. I don't care. And she does actually wear a big sun hat in her swimwear. Um, David, has been thinking about at least his eldest child. And he wanted to connect with her. But even though they don't know Cecilia, like, he never brought his kids around her, they're going to be siding with mom. That's that's just how it goes. I'm putting her in too much black. Let's not. So, um, that's his elder daughter here, Emily. They still talk pretty regularly. She can't help herself. Despite his mistakes, she is still a daddy's girl. To a point. Did I do his outfit? Do all of his outfits? I feel like I'm missing one. Or I just didn't put that much effort into it. Eh, stop it. Nope, that's even worse. Uh, yeah, it's okay. Alright, so let's go back to Sophia. I am really not sure what to do with her because, I mean, she's just tired and miserable and done with everything. And she really only goes to work so that she can get out of the apartment because they can't really afford to move without David. I imagine they were probably living off his inheritance. Which means Red found out how to cheat money in Inzoi, and that's what they're living off of. So he doesn't technically have to work, but he just chooses to. Why did I give her those shoes? And, she doesn't really do that. At least, well, like I said, I don't really spend that much time with them, but she does seem quite distraught. It has been a while since the divorce, so maybe she's doing a little bit better. And actually, I think this is how she would dress. Just nice, plain, and simple. Nobody look at me. Even if she does look cute. Mm. Oh gosh, she's not. Because she is still quite pretty, and I think she has it in her to try one more time, but also maybe the type that she would just say, that's it. We're not doing this. Never again. Now, I might play with them, but just because of issues, again, that's why we're here. I like that skirt, but it always pops up wrong. And technically, he's only temporarily met his youngest child with Sophia because when he met Cecilia, she had just been born recently, so she was still a baby crawling around, and she had grown up at some point, who knows when. They didn't tell him. I can't decide what to put on her. She does not care. She's like, I'm done impressing people. If I date someone else, it'll be by pure chance. Even though, yes, she is cute. So, we'll move on to his kids. He does not talk to Luca, and again, he doesn't really know Mary. I don't even know what to put on her. The few times that I've checked in on Emily, she is always wearing a school uniform on her way out the door to school. And I know we have one, but I don't want to put her in it. I would say she is a nice, prim, proper type, but because of her parents, she's probably never going to get married or dedicate herself to anything, which sounds awful, but that's just how it is sometimes. Honestly, I kind of feel bad for the kids more than their mother, because it seems like they were failing um, a lot more before Cecilia came. And no, that's not an excuse. It's just a reality. Where did those come from? Are these new? I don't even know what's in this game anymore. Okay. Emily has very mixed feelings. David would like her to come over and meet her new half brother, but I mean, I don't know. Yes, maybe that's scummy, but that's just how he is. Good, clean. Let's not do all of this. I forgot to take off the extra accessories. It almost seems like maybe they're doing better without him, but I guess part of her would be happy if he came back. But that's just because she's still young and really only has school. Like, I don't want to give her those. I want the other ones. That looks even worse. Nah, that's better. You are too young for those. Honestly. Like, should have gotten a restriction for those ones. Adults only. Damn it. I'm gonna leave it. It's not that bad. For a teenager. I'm almost tempted to have David go over at least and talk to Luca and Mary. But, I guess we'll see with that one. Now in Inzoi, the little ones and the kids have, I think, a few more interactions than they do in this game. And he's quite fond of his baby sister. But he doesn't really know what to tell her. It's like, yeah, Dad is just not here, and we don't know why. He doesn't love us. That sounds awful. But he is a kid. And I'm not even sure what I want to put him in. I also mostly have seen him on his way to school, but I can't remember if he also had a uniform. Yeah, maybe I should spend some more time with his estranged family. That sounds awful. Oh, the things we do to our video game characters. At least we're almost done. I don't even care at this point. We're just gonna drop them off somewhere. Can't wait for the new expansion pack. hopefully the patch that's we have one. I think it's set on the 18th, unless they have issues or whatever. Because I think maybe some members of this family could use a camp timeout away from each other. And let's see. So I just found out that Mary grew up. I don't know how long she's been a child because I've just been with them. And obviously Cecilia got pregnant, and they just gave birth to Zach, so he's still a newborn, and he's only a newborn for a day, I guess, in that game. So maybe since he is technically close in age to Mary, that's why David would be like, well, maybe all my kids could meet. God, that sounds wrong in my head, but it's happening. At some point, it must. Why did I do that? I'm just defaulting to black because I'm not paying attention. But I never pay attention. So, yeah. I should kind of like that one. Sure. I don't think I care enough. Actually, she looks adorable like that. Even though it doesn't match the bow in her hair. It's fine. Okay, so let me go on back to David here. So that we can get his new baby. You don't really do anything with the newborns in Zois, so technically he has been a well-behaved peach and has not caused any problems. Oh, I forgot how I spelled his name. I don't know. I'm assuming I spelled it with an H. Actually, that is kind of... he doesn't have much hair, but... Yeah, that fits, I guess. He's just in a onesie. So, obviously, we need to put him in a shirt and pants. Don't ask where I was going with that. I don't know. He's new. He doesn't know. He'll be better to figure out when he's a toddler. Although, I guess I don't have very much left to say about this messed up little situation I have them in. More panda. But if you hung out with me, thanks for staying to the end. Like and subscribe if you feel so moved, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.